The shouting stopped, and 20 community members watched as River Phoenix and Johnny Depp stood protectively beside a hijabi woman when a civil rights activist told them that fame can't fight Islamophobia. Detroit, Michigan, November 1992. The intersection of Warren Avenue and Greenfield Road serves as the heart of one of America's largest Muslim communities, where families from Lebanon, Yemen, Palestine, and Bangladesh have built businesses, mosques, and cultural centers that preserve religious traditions while adapting to American life. This isn't a Hollywood diversity photo opportunity. It's a real neighborhood where Islamic faith and Middle Eastern culture face daily challenges from prejudice, discrimination, and misunderstanding that celebrity support can't easily resolve. The street reflects authentic immigrant community. Halal grocery stores with Arabic signage, women in colorful hijabs walking with children speaking multiple languages, men in traditional dress conducting business that bridges old-world customs with new-world economics, teenagers navigating between parental cultural expectations and American social pressures. River Phoenix, 22 years old, walks respectfully through the neighborhood after being invited by community leaders to observe daily life and challenges facing Muslim Americans whose experiences differ dramatically from entertainment industry diversity initiatives designed more for positive publicity than genuine cultural understanding. Beside him, Johnny Depp listens attentively to community members sharing stories about workplace discrimination, housing prejudice, and educational challenges their children face in schools where Islamic culture is misunderstood or actively opposed by students and teachers who view religious differences as threatening rather than enriching. The level of daily prejudice is overwhelming, River observes quietly, noting the defensive body language of community members who've learned to expect hostility from outsiders rather than genuine interest in their cultural contributions and religious practices. Different kind of discrimination than we usually encounter, Johnny agrees, recognizing the parallel between individual prejudice and systematic discrimination that affects entire communities whose religious identity makes them targets for suspicion and hostility that most Americans never experience. Their visit begins with education about Islamic culture and Muslim American experiences that extend beyond entertainment industry understanding, seeking authentic knowledge about religious communities whose challenges require sustained support rather than temporary celebrity attention. The neighborhood attracts Muslim families seeking community connection, religious education for children, halal food preparation, and cultural preservation that maintains Islamic identity while participating fully in American society despite facing discrimination that questions their loyalty and belonging. Most celebrities who visit Muslim communities want photo opportunities that show their diversity support, explains Layla Hassan, a community organizer whose own advocacy work encompasses years of fighting discrimination and building interfaith dialogue. They pose with hijabi women and leave without understanding systematic challenges that require long-term political organizing rather than celebrity endorsement. As their visit progresses, both actors demonstrate respectful engagement with community members and cultural practices, recognizing religious authenticity that extends beyond their current knowledge, while avoiding voyeuristic curiosity that treats Islamic faith as exotic subject matter rather than genuine spiritual tradition. The community leader accompanying them is Amina al-Rashid, a 38-year-old Palestinian-American activist whose 15-year career includes fighting housing discrimination, workplace prejudice, and educational bias, while building coalitions that protect Muslim rights through legal advocacy and community organizing that creates sustainable political change. Al-Rashid represents authentic civil rights expertise, legal knowledge earned through fighting discrimination cases in court, organizational skills developed through building interfaith coalitions, political understanding that distinguishes genuine support from celebrity activism that often provides more benefit to famous supporters than oppressed communities. Their visit begins with education about Islamic culture and Muslim American experiences that extend beyond entertainment industry understanding, seeking authentic knowledge about religious communities whose challenges require sustained support rather than temporary celebrity attention. The neighborhood attracts Muslim families seeking community connection, religious education for children, halal food preparation, and cultural preservation that maintains Islamic identity while participating fully in American society despite facing discrimination that questions their loyalty and belonging. Most celebrities who visit Muslim communities want photo opportunities that show their diversity support, explains Layla Hassan, a community organizer whose own advocacy work encompasses years of fighting discrimination and building interfaith dialogue. They pose with hijabi women and leave without understanding systematic challenges that require long-term political organizing rather than celebrity endorsement. As their visit progresses, both actors demonstrate respectful engagement with community members and cultural practices, recognizing religious authenticity that extends beyond their current knowledge, while avoiding voyeuristic curiosity that treats Islamic faith as exotic subject matter rather than genuine spiritual tradition. The community leader accompanying them is Amina al-Rashid, a 38-year-old Palestinian-American activist whose 15-year career includes fighting housing discrimination, workplace prejudice, and educational bias, while building coalitions that protect Muslim rights through legal advocacy and community organizing that creates sustainable political change. Al-Rashid represents authentic civil rights expertise, legal knowledge earned through fighting discrimination cases in court, organizational skills developed through building interfaith coalitions, political understanding that distinguishes genuine support from celebrity activism that often provides more benefit to famous supporters than oppressed communities. They visit neighborhoods where Islamic culture flourishes despite external hostility, explaining how community members maintain religious practices while adapting to American social expectations that sometimes conflict with traditional values and cultural requirements. They witness daily microaggressions, suspicious stares from non-Muslim passersby, shopkeepers who follow hijabi women assuming theft potential, children who face school bullying because of religious dress or cultural differences, families whose mosque attendance creates neighborhood complaints about traffic and foreign influence. That afternoon, they encounter Fatima Abdulrahman, a 26-year-old graduate student whose hijab and Islamic dress make her target for harassment that ranges from verbal insults to physical intimidation, her university experience complicated by professors and students who question her academic capability based on religious appearance rather than intellectual performance. As Fatima describes recent incidents where strangers demanded she remove her hijab, questioned her American citizenship, and suggested her religion makes her a terrorist sympathizer, River and Johnny recognize discrimination levels that extend far beyond entertainment industry challenges. The conversation takes place on a busy street corner where community members gather, their discussion attracting attention from both supportive neighbors and hostile observers, whose presence creates tension that reflects broader social conflicts about Islamic presence in American communities. That's when their supportive presence beside Fatima draws confrontational attention from Marcus Truth Williams, a 32-year-old civil rights activist whose 10-year career includes fighting systematic racism, police brutality, and discrimination that affects multiple minority communities while questioning celebrity involvement in social justice movements. Williams approaches with direct intensity earned through distinguishing authentic activism from celebrity charity work that often provides more benefit to famous participants than oppressed communities they claim to support through temporary involvement and media attention. "I see we got Hollywood showing solidarity," Williams says, his tone carrying skepticism earned through witnessing entertainment industry activism that prioritizes positive publicity over sustained political organizing and community support that requires long-term commitment beyond photo opportunities. The comment immediately creates tension as community members and observers recognize potential confrontation between authentic civil rights work and celebrity activism that might trivialize serious discrimination while providing entertainment industry participants with progressive credentials.
River and Johnny respond with genuine respect for Williams' expertise and commitment to fighting discrimination, recognizing his authority as activist whose work extends beyond their current involvement despite sincere intentions to support Muslim community against prejudice and hostility. "We're here to learn about discrimination challenges and show support," River explains, his tone reflecting authentic interest in understanding rather than seeking publicity opportunities. "Community leaders invited us to witness daily prejudice that most Americans don't recognize or acknowledge." Williams recognizes immediately problematic assumptions about celebrity support that suggest famous presence automatically provides meaningful assistance to communities facing systematic discrimination, rather than requiring sustained political organizing and legal advocacy that most celebrities won't commit to long-term. Johnny adds his own commitment to supporting civil rights and fighting discrimination, his voice showing genuine concern for social justice while inadvertently revealing entertainment industry perspective that treats activism like charity work rather than political organizing that demands sustained commitment and strategic thinking. 5 seconds pass as Williams evaluates their intentions and understanding of civil rights work that extends beyond celebrity endorsement toward political organizing that requires different skills and commitment levels than entertainment industry activism typically provides. "Fame can't fight Islamophobia," Williams declares, with devastating precision earned through distinguishing authentic civil rights work from celebrity activism that treats systematic discrimination like charity work, rather than political organizing that requires sustained commitment and strategic expertise. His words expose fundamental critique of celebrity involvement in civil rights movements that assumes famous support automatically translates into meaningful progress against discrimination, rather than requiring complex political organizing and legal advocacy that most celebrities won't sustain beyond initial publicity opportunities. Community members respond with mixed reactions, some appreciating Williams' direct challenge to celebrity activism, while others recognizing potential value in famous support when properly channeled through community-led organizing that maintains local control and political direction. Johnny's face shows defensive reaction as his sincere commitment encounters criticism that questions not his intentions but his understanding of political organizing required for fighting systematic discrimination that affects entire communities rather than individual prejudice incidents. But before Johnny can respond with arguments about his sincere commitment or defend celebrity involvement in civil rights work, River demonstrates understanding that prevents confrontation while acknowledging legitimate concerns about effective activism versus celebrity charity. "Marcus," River says respectfully, his voice carrying recognition of Williams' expertise, "you're absolutely right that fame alone doesn't fight systematic discrimination. Can you help us understand how to support civil rights work effectively, rather than just showing solidarity without contributing to actual change?" Williams' expression shifts appreciatively at River's immediate acknowledgement of political organizing expertise and willingness to learn about effective activism rather than defending celebrity involvement that might not translate into meaningful support for discriminated communities.
River continues with growing understanding. When you say fame can't fight Islamophobia, you're pointing out that celebrity support doesn't automatically translate into political change or legal protection that Muslim communities actually need for fighting discrimination. The question demonstrates River's recognition that civil rights work involves more than famous endorsement, requiring political organizing and legal advocacy that can't be provided through celebrity appearance or public support statements that generate publicity without creating policy changes. Johnny processes River's approach and Williams' expertise, his defensiveness gradually replaced by recognition that genuine civil rights support requires learning from activists whose knowledge extends beyond his current understanding despite sincere commitment to fighting discrimination. "Marcus," Johnny says quietly, his earlier confidence replaced by genuine curiosity about effective activism, "I want to support civil rights work meaningfully, rather than just feeling good about my political involvement.
Can you teach me about organizing strategies that actually create change for discriminated communities? Williams recognizes both actors' revised approach and willingness to learn from civil rights expertise, rather than assuming celebrity involvement automatically benefits movements they claim to support through temporary attention and publicity. Over following hours, Williams shares perspective about political organizing, legal advocacy, and systematic change strategies that address discrimination through sustained work rather than celebrity endorsement that provides temporary attention without creating policy changes or legal protections. The community observes with growing appreciation as two celebrities demonstrate genuine willingness to learn about civil rights organizing, rather than treating activism like charity work that makes famous participants feel politically engaged without requiring sustained commitment. Years later, both actors speak about Detroit as educational about systematic discrimination, political organizing, and celebrity responsibility for supporting civil rights movements through sustained engagement rather than temporary publicity that benefits famous participants more than oppressed communities. Williams occasionally references that afternoon as example of how celebrity interest can become meaningful support when famous people choose learning from community expertise over assuming their involvement automatically benefits civil rights movements they want to support. 5 seconds on Warren Avenue in 1992. One moment when celebrity activism met civil rights organizing, before humble recognition enabled educational dialogue about effective support versus publicity-driven involvement that often benefits celebrities more than discriminated communities. The encounter that showed authentic civil rights support requires political organizing expertise and sustained commitment rather than famous endorsement alone, because fighting systematic discrimination demands strategic knowledge and long-term advocacy that celebrity status can't substitute for genuine political organizing and community-led activism.